Hey everybody, I'm Liddell Steiner and I'm here with
Andre and Tilmor.
All right, and we're going to just do a quick overview of the glider series from Terrateck. They have 3 different models, but we're going to focus on 2. So talk me through the different models they have, Andre, and let's talk a little about where you would use each one and why the gliders are important for a farm operation.
Well, most of Terrateck's gliders are, what we in the States are more apt to call prone weeders or prone harvesters. The exception to that would be the Glider 2000, which is almost an electric tractor at that point. The versatility of the 2000 is it's an electric tool carrying implement that can be used in almost any situation, from cultivating to harvest, and you can be prone or sitting. You can have cultivating racks, harvest racks, planting racks. It could be even set up much like a water wheel planter. So it is definitely kind of a different class of things than what we're really talking about today, which would be between the Glider 200 and the Glider 500.
Okay. So we're going to focus on the Glider 200 and the 500. This in front of us is the Glider 200. And this unit can hold up to 2 beds. This one right now is centered. You could make the unit a little bit wider and hold up to 2 beds. And the Glider 500 has up to
4 beds.
4 beds. Okay, so that kind of gives you the scale.
Yeah. The run time on the 500 is much larger.
Okay.
It's also more apt to be able to go through different kind of terrain. I think like one of the things we talk about when we talk about cultivation and other electric things is like, oh, if it's muddy, then you shouldn't even be there. But a lot of times, like in the middle of your strawberry season, it is muddy and you have to be there. And so the 500 is much more apt to be able to make it through and be able to like continue to use your prone harvesting systems even when the ground isn't really as forgiving. It's got much taller wheels, higher torque motors. It has a much longer run time for like larger farms that are trying to do big capacity things, but also it has more shade options, more comfortable. It's more of a Cadillac, let's say, for sure.
And where, so kind of digging in maybe more, not into the weeds, but in a little bit more specifically into the application. Where are people using these gliders in general? So, okay, picking strawberries, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, so this unit has these rails up front, and this clicks in, and there's like a slanted harvest rack up here. And like, that's how most people order it with the harvest rack, and most people are thinking, I'm harvesting strawberries or asparagus. A lot of people harvest asparagus with it.
Or green beans?
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to get to is like all of a sudden, now you have this thing.
Right.
And so maybe you haven't thought about prone weeding before. And you do, like, you and I do a lot with mechanical cultivation. And so we try to reduce, we figure like if we're out there on our hands and knees, we've failed. But even, let's just say carrots, like even the best finger weeders, the best duo setup, the best setup, there's a few weeds that get by. All of a sudden, you set 2 people up like on this, and you go out to weed a bed of carrots, and the impact on people's bodies is so far reduced that you don't have that next day, I've been weeding all day hangover anymore. So then you start to see other places this go. One of the things that we use it on our farm a lot is flowers. We transplant flowers on black plastic, and then flowers, they grow eventually, but they sit in this like little rosette forever, and right in those holes some weeds start to grow. We put 2 people out on 200, send them down the row. The cool thing is that the motor's sort of pacing them along. They don't get lost in their own thoughts, daydreams start to drift off. It's like they're moving along, but they're comfortable because they're not reaching into that center of the bed. They're not on their hands and knees crawling. They're not doing that. They're on these ergonomic style beds. One of the things Terrateck did is that this bed system was designed with the idea of a massage table and chiropractic table, and they had that kind of input in how they were going to design their chairs or their beds. And so their beds are a little bit more comfy, cozy, a little bit more structured, for like that long-term use. And, suddenly we're using it for weeding those black plastic holes. Suddenly we're using it for weeding carrots, beets, harvesting green beans, like you're saying. there's a difference between the butt shuffle and just being right above the row and just like harvesting away.
Yeah.
And then also having a machine helping you pace yourself a little bit. So you get like that efficiency, but really what goes up is crew morale and then crew durability. And so like what we're seeing, particularly with something like with a price point as low as the 200, the return on it, the investment is so quick because you're getting the morale and the crew durability as a factor, as well as the either harvest or weeding efficiencies.
Well, very good. Well, that's very helpful to kind of help us see and understand better where the 200 fits into systems, and the 500 as well, and even and also the options of what you can use this for. It's not just picking strawberries. It could be more than that. It could be weeding your strawberries and do a light weeding. It could be the carrots. It could be the black plastic mulch. So, you've used, how many years have you run these?
2020 is the first year that we had the prototype before they were released to public.
So yeah, we're going on 5 years now.
Going on 5 years. And the idea was that we had the 500.
Yeah.
And the 500 is got a pretty big price point. It's a really well-built machine.
Yep, it is.
And, so many people were desirous of it, but they were like, the price point is just too high for me.
Yep.
And it perhaps is overbuilt for what I'm doing. Like it is built like a tank. So, maybe I need something a little bit more lighter weight. The thing about the 500 is, other than with its tow bar, you're really not going to maneuver that by hand.
Right.
Whereas at this one,
we can
hand
move it around.
maneuverability is super easy with this one.
Nice.
And it's an easy setup for when this comes shipped. It ships in an amazingly small package.
It does.
People like that, so shipping costs are down.
Yep.
They like the design of the way it comes out of the package. It's very intuitively put back together for them. And then they like the fact that this is something that is customizable to their bed system very quickly. It's like, it fits in with my farm. I get to do what I want with it.
Well, good. Thanks, Andre. Thanks for the overview and some insights into this unit, and looking forward to helping growers, you and us both, helping growers find access to these amazing Terrateck tools. So thank you.